It's about 6 a.m. right now, and I'm absolutely freezing, but I had to come outside because I was looking through my blinds, and everything looked purple, so I wanted to see what the sky looked like, and this seriously looks sick. I think I'm going to try and start getting up earlier just to come out here and appreciate this, although I'll need like 11 cups of coffee to keep myself warm and to wake myself up, but this is pretty cool. 9 a.m. Now we're heading to the gym. We had a really productive morning, and Britt and I decided why not get to the gym early, get it out of the way. So we're going there right now, fasted, just sipping on some pre-workout. And what I'm doing for pre-workout today is 1.5 scoops of the Alphamine cotton candy flavor. I like Alphamine because it's just a caffeine. It's like an energy drink, and there's no pump in it. So you can mix it with stuff like they have High Volume, which is a pump product. I don't like taking that on leg day, so just taking this and mix it with some Powerade Zero. So a mixed berry flavored Powerade with cotton candy pre-workout. Figured it would be good. And we're gonna go in there and hit some legs. And today should be interesting because I'm gonna squat for the first time. I tried to squat the other day, but I just wasn't really feeling it because I didn't warm up. But I did some foam rolling just now at home, so now I feel ready to go. It's gonna be my first time squatting since, oh man.
Like middle of prep?
Yeah, at the very least, like a month and a half. So it'll be interesting. All I'm gonna do is work on trying to relearn that motor pattern and get the form down. So we'll see how it goes. It might look sloppy, but we just gotta work from the ground up now. Just wanna show you that I could. So this is gonna be something very different for me. I'm in the new station in the gym right now. There's no mirrors. So I know it's a good thing to learn how to squat without mirrors, so you're not forcing yourself to look up and you can keep that neutral head position. But I'm only used to squatting and deadlifting while looking in a mirror. So it's gonna be completely different, but I think it will definitely help me out in the long run. All right, so I'm getting a side angle with the camera, and I also have Brittany right behind the camera. She's gonna just let me know if I'm hitting depth, if my lower back is rounding at all, and how things look. I'm probably just gonna stick with pause reps and focus on keeping tight in the hole and then being explosive coming out. Again, not having a mirror kind of throws me off a little bit, but this is how I wanna squat. We still have the squat racks over there with the platforms in the mirror, but I figured I'll try it out over here and see what the difference is.
Perfect. Remember, keep your core tight. Good.
So I just watched that first setback with 135. I'm actually really happy with how it looks. I know it's only 135, but I'm treating the squat as if I'm a complete beginner from the ground up and seeing what I really need to focus on. So right now I can already tell my hips are tight, so I need to work on opening them up before I start squatting. But we're just gonna throw another 10 pounds on each side and see how things go from there. And I'm really tempted to go 225, 275, and keep going up, throw the belt on and push myself, but that's never gonna help me. So we're just gonna start from the ground, work our way up, and just small improvements over time. One thing that I'm noticing, one of the biggest things that I'm trying to work on is the walkout. And that is where, that can make or break your squat. And these racks are different than the other ones. So I noticed that the first time I walked out with just a bar, it felt weird. Then when I threw a plate on, I actually banged into the rack. So hit the rack. The distance in the rack is a little bit different than I'm used to, but again, these are things that people overlook with the squat. So I'm focusing on the walkout, so taking the least amount of steps as possible to get into my squat stance as quick as possible. So a lot of times you'll take 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, you start shuffling your feet, and that can kind of throw you off a little bit, and it wastes energy, especially when you start to get heavier and heavier with the weight. So I'm trying to do a 2 to 3 step walkout, get myself set, focus on getting my elbows down, my lats tight, and then just go ahead squat. Think about driving the knees out. And the thing with the squat is it's very easy to overthink this lift. So there are so many different cues that you hear. Lats tight, core tight, neutral head, neutral spine, don't round the lower back, drive your knees out, twist your feet into the ground. And if you're thinking about all that, quick interruption, I want to show you guys one of my biggest problems is notice when I descend into the squat, as I go down, the bar path is completely vertical up and down over my midfoot, and then I start to fall forward and it's not a straight bar path anymore. So I want to look for a straight bar path, and that's something that I need to work on. And I might even start to experiment with low bar squatting. So always something I'm trying to improve on. So I try and focus on one thing at a time, and right now I'm overthinking it a little bit, but that's again just because it's been so long. So I'm looking forward to kind of breaking down this movement over time, sharing with you guys what I'm doing to get better at squatting, and you guys feel free to offer me some critiques and some tips in the comment section below. I always look forward to that feedback. I like to be the student just as much as I like to help educate you guys. So we did a few sets of 155 pause and then 185 pause, and now we're actually going to drop back down to 155, and I'm not going to pause. I just want to see how my regular form looks. So this will be our last set. We'll see how it goes. Romanian deadlifts are that one exercise that if you haven't done them in a while, your hamstrings are going to be sore for at least a week. So I'm expecting that. But what I'm focusing on here, and a problem I used to have when doing these, is I would try and bring the bar too low down on my legs. So I was trying to get to my mid-shin area, but that wasn't giving me any benefit than just going just below my knee. So the goal of Romanian deadlift is to sit back with your hips and get a stretch in your hamstrings. But once you feel enough of a stretch, come back up. There's no point in bringing that bar as low as possible. Just below the kneecap is usually a good stretch for most people, especially if you're really focusing on sitting back with your hips. And then when you drive the bar forward, squeeze your glutes at lockout and repeat. And another thing for me, I'm trying to keep my head in a neutral position instead of kind of hyperextending my neck and cranking it back. So again, a lot of this is kind of relearning the movements for me and getting the form and motor pattern back. But it's something that comes back pretty quick. So I'm kind of excited to just get back into the groove of everything. The groove. So we're taking advantage of the fact that this entire area is empty right now. So we're gonna grab some of those kettlebells over there and just do some lunges back and forth up and down the turf. I'll knock out 3 exercises, then we'll move on to a leg press and probably 1 or 2 other things, hit some abs, cardio, and then we're done. I'll come out and say it right now, lunges are one of the hardest exercises, especially when you start going heavier and heavier. And I'm not like anti-squat or anything, but I'm the first person to tell you that if you want to build big legs, I know coming from me, right? You do not need to squat. Now, do I like squatting? Do I recommend it? Yes. Do you need it? Is it necessary? No. What you need is progressive tension overload in order to grow any muscle. So it doesn't matter what muscle it is, as long as you're hitting that muscle, getting stronger over time and putting tension on it, it will grow. Again, if your nutrition and everything is in check. Actually, my man Frank over at Alphalete, he doesn't squat at all. If you've seen his legs, you'd be impressed, and he swears by heavy lunges. And just right now, just doing lunges, kicking my ass, kicking Brittany's ass. And the same thing goes for the leg press, right? With the leg press, if you go heavier and you're progressively getting stronger, you're overloading the muscles, therefore your legs will eventually grow. So don't let anyone tell you you have to squat to build legs. You have to bench press to build a big chest, because I'm not a huge fan of barbell bench just because it doesn't feel 100% comfortable for me. I still do it sometimes, but do exercises that you enjoy, that you can get stronger at, that you can progress with, and that overall just feel good for you. So yeah. So that pretty much wraps up this workout and video, and I know it was a bit different, but I wanted to take advantage of the fact that the gym was pretty empty and I was able to talk to you guys in between sets, which I'm usually not able to do because of how crowded it is and how loud they play the music. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and to let you know, I do have some spots open for my one-on-one online coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can apply from this screen right here or just email me, Maddie@FusaroFitness.com. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all next time.